In this video, I'm building stashes ranging from $1 all the way to $50 million. Starting off with the $1 stash, but since you can't really buy anything for $1, I'll be buying it from my friend Natrovin. Okay, what can I buy from you for $1?
We're gonna have these blocks.
Oh, thank you. Alright, there you go.
Thank you.
Okay, here are all the blocks I got. They're pretty random, but I think I can make it work. I got 2 stacks of tuff, so I'm gonna start off by making the floor a checker pattern tuff. Oh, and I ran out of tuff. I'm just gonna make the rest tough bricks. But there we go, it's done. And then I'm gonna add a strip of copper around the middle, kind of like this, all the way around. And then next time I'm gonna do like a checkered smooth stone and cobblestone. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then I'm gonna add a layer of quartz on the edges, just like this. And then I'm also gonna add some lights in the floor, just like this. And then I'm gonna finish off this wall here with polished deep slate all the way around. And I'm gonna do it on both sides, except I'm out, so I'm just gonna use blackstone. And I don't even have enough blackstone. I'll just use the rest of this tuff. And then for this wall, I'm gonna add a mangrove outline. Wait, what am I doing? All the way around. And then packed ice in the middle. Okay, this is kind of cooked, but I have like no blocks. And on this side, I'm running out of mangrove, bruh. And I'm like out of packed ice. So dirt it is. And then to finish it off, I'm gonna add the chests. And there we go, the $1 stash is complete. I'm not gonna lie, this isn't even that bad. Okay, it's pretty bad. Okay, now it's time for the $3 million stash. And for the $3 million stash, I'm gonna make it only out of concrete. So it's either gonna be really good or really bad. So let's start building. First, I'm gonna buy some black concrete, 2 stacks. That's already like a decent amount of my money gone. And then some blue concrete and light blue concrete. And then I'm gonna make the floor like a disco checker pattern is what I'm gonna call it. It's like dark blue on the outsides and light blue on the insides. And I'm gonna make this all the way across. Okay, there we go. So far, this is pretty cool. And then I'm gonna buy more black concrete and outline the wall with black. There we go. And then I'm gonna buy red concrete and orange concrete. Then I'm gonna go with this almost like chain looking design, just like this on the left, and then same thing on the right, just like that. And they don't quite link up, so I'm gonna get some white concrete to add in the middle like this, or maybe like this. And then the rest of the cracks I'm gonna fill in with black concrete. And there we go. That's a pretty cool wall. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, but with pink and purple concrete. Okay, I'm down to 1.6 mil. Hopefully I don't run out of money. Okay, I just decided to do the walls like that instead because it's cooler. And I'm gonna do that on this side too. Okay, there we go. This is kind of looking good. And for this side wall, I'm gonna make it kind of like this, but vertical and with green concrete. And I'm almost down to $1 million. Okay, there we go. Okay, now all the walls are done. And on this wall, I made it like flipped colors to this wall. Now for one of the last things of the $3 million stash, the roof. I'm gonna buy gray concrete and use this white concrete I already had. I'm gonna use scaffolding to get up to the roof. Someone commented that. Okay, I did not know how to use scaffolding. There we go. And then like this. Yup. Nope. What? I'm gonna outline the roof in black. Okay, there we go. Then I'm gonna do a checker pattern with the white and gray because come on, what's a stash without a checker pattern? Okay, now the stash is done besides the chests. So I'm gonna grab a stack of chests, actually 2 stacks, and 2 stacks of hoppers. And then add the chests. And then on the end, I'm gonna add an ender chest. And then I'm gonna add hoppers on the back of all the chests to refill the items. And the extra money I have, I'm gonna spend on item frames. Place on the chests. And this stash is complete, and I think it actually turned out super cool. And this stash is super easy to build, so I'll leave the schematic in the description if you wanna build it. But before I build the 10 mil stash, are you looking for a new server to grind? Well, welcome to the brand new Flex SMP. It's the fastest growing shop survival server based around economy, PvP, events, and so much more. But what makes Flex SMP different? Well, they have insane custom mythics, an hourly king of the hill, duel arenas, loot drops every 30 minutes at spawn, and most importantly, we prioritize community and content. So, if you want to join the next big shop survival server that offers insane media opportunities, as well as one of the best PvP methods of all time, join the Flex SMP right now with the IP import on screen, and trust me, you won't regret it. Okay, now for the $10 million stash. And for this, I have the drip on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna start off by getting some blocks. And this stash is gonna be themed around this warped stem. So blocks like this blue skulk. And I'm gonna buy diamonds, and this is a lot of money, so hopefully I don't run out. And then for the floor, it's gonna be a checker pattern with skulk and diamonds, just like this. So I'm gonna do this all the way across the floor. Okay, and I have to buy a little bit more and skulk. But then I can finish it off. There we go. Now I'm gonna dig this wall out too. And then here I'm gonna do 3 pillars. And then I also need an axe to strip them all. There we go. And then I'm gonna buy some of this warped wart and put it behind right here. And then I'm gonna craft some stairs to put at the bottom here and at the top. And then here I'm gonna finish it out on the edges on both sides. And then on the corner here, I'm gonna add another pillar to connect it up and strip it. And I'm gonna do this on the other side here. And then I'm gonna continue the wall around on this side. But on this wall, I'm gonna do a 4-block gap instead of a 2-block gap. So I'm gonna finish off this wall. There we go. Now I'm gonna do this on the other side. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna finish off this wall, but in the middle here, I'm gonna add an XP dispenser. And then in between these pillars as the entrance, I'm gonna add a little roof. And I'm gonna continue this checker pattern into the room. And then I'm gonna add wood on the sides, just like this. And then strip it all. And add pillars here in the corners. Okay, there we go. The XP room is done, besides the dispensers and the whole XP thing. And I really like the colors of the stash. I like blue. Yo, dispensers are so expensive, bro. Holy cow. And then I'm gonna need a lever and 2 sticky pistons. Never mind, I only need 1. And then I need 2 observers to place just like this. There we go. And then I need some redstone to link it up to all of the dispensers. And there we go. Now link it up, and this should work after I add XP. Okay, and let's test this. Okay, it works really well. Holy cow. That's a lot of XP. And before I add the roof, I'm gonna add the chests and hoppers. And look how fast my stash returns make me place, bro. It's so fast. And this is without them. Holy, it's so slow. Now I'm gonna dig out and add the roof. And then for this roof, I'm gonna do like stair slab and then stair slab. Just like this. And I'm gonna do this like there. And then in between, I'll just do like 2 logs and then up 1 and 2 logs. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna do this on the other side. Okay, there we go. And in the middle, I'm gonna add sea lanterns, which are super expensive. But it can't be a $10 million stash if it's not $10 million. And there we go. The stash is almost done. But I'm gonna add item frames. And down the middle here, I'm also gonna add sea lanterns. And I'm gonna mine it 2 down so it can be under glass. And I chose normal glass because, I don't know, the other ones just didn't match. And right here, I'm gonna add an armor stand and put on this diamond armor with a diamond silence trim. That cost me like 400k. But yeah, this concludes the $10 million stash. And if you're still enjoying the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and back to the video. Okay, time for the last stash, the $50 million stash. And $50 million is a lot of money, so I'm gonna make it super rich. Starting off with the floor, which I'm gonna make out of resin. 2 stacks of that, that's already like $1 million. And pale oak. And I'm gonna do it as a checker pattern like this, but I'm gonna strip the logs so it matches very nicely. Oh. Okay, I finished placing all the blocks, but now I have to strip all the logs. And right here, I'm going to make an XP dispenser because it has to be like as rich as I can make it. I'm going to do it pretty much just like the other one with like pillars. And in this stash, I'm going to use a lot of resin bricks. So I'm going to buy this shulker full for 6 mil and add them in between the logs here. Okay, I just finished adding the dispensers and the redstone. Now I'm going to fill these up with the XP. And there we go. So there's the XP dispenser done. Now I need to add the walls around it. And here I'm going to add pillars in the corners. I'm going to add stairs here at the bottom like the other stash. And resin bricks in between. And right up here, I'm going to make stairs to place armor stands on with slabs on the sides. Okay, I moved all that down 1 so that now I can have windows right here. Trap doors on the sides. I'm going to do pale stripped behind white stained glass like that. Okay, wait, I messed it up. I need to have these as slabs. Now I'm going to do this on this side as well. And there we go. I'm going to go ahead and add the armor stands right here, just like this, with chains to connect it up to the roof. Well, just deep slate for now, but the roof later. I'm actually going to bring this back up 1 so it doesn't connect up with the window. And there we go. But I need to cover up these dispensers, so I'm just going to use trapdoors. So there we go, and I'll just add the armor up there later. And then I'm gonna add a pillar over in this corner. And I'm also gonna extend up all of these pillars to start making the sidewall. And then in between these gaps, it's gonna be like pale resin. But at the bottom, I don't want it to match, so it's gonna be resin stairs at the bottom with pale wood up here. And I'm gonna do stair slab stair. Actually, this isn't even. Hold up, I gotta fix this. Okay, there we go, now it's even. And then here I'll do pale at the bottom and then resin over here. Then I'm gonna make these walls. There we go. I'm gonna do the same thing at the top that I did at the bottom. There we go. And then I'm also gonna add double wide windows here. The black concrete behind and orange stained glass. And then I'm gonna do this one over here and then a white one in the middle. In this middle one, I'll do black, but with white stained glass. Okay, now I'm going to do this exact same thing over here. And through here, I'm actually going to make an auto re-gear. I've never made one before, so hopefully it works. But for now, I'm going to finish off making this last wall. And up here, I'm going to add more armor stands, because they're going to look fire. Okay, so I'm currently making the room for the auto re-gear, and bro, look at this tech. Okay, there we go. Hopefully this is big enough. I'm gonna add some details here. I'm gonna try to build like a dome roof going upward. Okay, so apparently domes are super confusing to build, but I got one here. And it's not that bad. Could be better, but it's okay. Okay, so now I have to watch this auto re-gear tutorial and build one here, and I'll be back once I'm done. Okay, so I just finished the re-gear, and I'm gonna test it. So I already loaded it with armor. Now I just need to load it with the inventory and hotbar. So I need 2 shulkers. Okay, here's my inventory I'm putting into a shulker. And then this is my inventory. Hotbar in here, inventory in here. Okay, hopefully this works. 3, 2, 1. Oh my, it worked. That's awesome. And it only cost me like $1 million. But I'm gonna shulker box this back up so that whoever wins this stash from my Discord can have 1 gear set waiting for them. And I'm only gonna put 1 because I don't know how the person who wins the stash's like loadout is, so I can't load it up for them. Then I'm gonna put back on my stash returns and grab my loot. And this is the tutorial that I used if you guys want to make this in your stash. And it was a great tutorial, so make sure to subscribe to him. Okay, and I'm gonna buy chests and hoppers to add to the stash. Oh, that's not how you do it. Okay, there's all the chests. And I'm also gonna add armor stands along the top here that I'll add armor to later. Now I'm gonna dig out the roof. Okay, I finished digging out the ceiling, so now I can start working on the roof. And I'm gonna do just like this on every piece where there's wood. Okay, there we go. And in between on the edges, I'm gonna add pale oak, and then in the middle, I'll add resin. Okay, there we go. And then at the top in the middle, I'm gonna add this block of resin, just like this. Now we need to finish off these parts with resin bricks, and then also connect up these chains. Okay, there we go. Now most of the stash is done, but I still need to add all the armor to the armor frames and then like item frames. And for the armor stands, I'm gonna go with orange leather armor and the iron silence trim. And I'm gonna need to buy a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stacks of leather to make all of the armor. Okay, there's 28 chest plates crafted. I'm gonna put them in shulkers, and 28 boots, 28 leggings, and 28 helmets. And then I also need like 3 more stacks for these on the sides. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm gonna dye all of this armor orange. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm gonna do half of them orange and half of them white. Okay, I finished dyeing most of the armor. And on every armor that's white, I'm gonna add resin trim. And on every armor that's orange, I'm gonna add iron trim. So I'm gonna need 2 stacks of silence trims, which is super expensive. And then also like 32. Then I'm gonna buy a couple stacks of resin and a couple stacks of quartz. Then I need a smithing table, and I'm gonna add it to all of the armor. Okay, here's the last one with quartz and the last resin one. Now I'm gonna add these to all the armor stands. Okay, there's all the ones on top of the chests. And for these up top, I just spent even more money to get all white leather. Now I'm gonna add on all of these. But since this is a $50 million stash, instead of a helmet, I'm gonna be using a skeleton skull. I'm gonna buy 8 of these and add them on. And these look sick. Now I'm gonna add these glow item frames. Last one. Okay, and I filled up all of the item frames except these, as the armor, sword, and pickaxe are gonna be netherite. Here's boots, leggings, chestplate, helmet, sword, and finally the pickaxe. And I'm gonna make them all resin trim because I have some left over, and add them to the item frames. Oh, wrong thing. And that looks sick being netherite. I spent the rest of the money on obsidian and end crystals, so this concludes the $50 million stash. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and also rate this stash in the comments, so I want to know what you guys think of it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Also, I have a second channel for shorts and random stuff, so go subscribe to that.